pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
You're busy. You expect to say no sometimes. But what you didn't expect was a chance to say yes to a college degree while keeping your life. Indiana Tech is now offering Chicago area students undergraduate and graduate degree opportunities taught online by experienced faculty who care. Learn more at one of the new Indiana Tech enrollment centers in Naperville or Wilmette.
I can turn this in early? Sure, whenever you're ready.
Embrace the unexpected at Indiana Tech.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that there aren't very many energy programs out there. When I researched all of the various programs recently, there are really only 2 or 3 accredited engineering programs.
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada originally. I came out here to Indiana Tech to actually go for the energy engineering program because of its uniqueness and its ability to get hands-on with the materials that I'm going to be using in the future.
Well, a few of the things I think that sets Indiana Tech apart is, number one, you have very small classes. You have very close relationships with your professors. When you have a class of 10 people, it's much easier to get to know the professor and get in contact with him than if you have a class of 30, 40, or 50. You're going to have the same professors for the majority of your classes. You're going to have the same classmates for the majority of your classes.
The more practical applications come in all the subsequent energy engineering classes. He transfers in a class that right after they're leaving the classroom, and the board is filled with calculus. So in order to understand a lot of these topics, they're going to need to understand the calculus there. Calculus is the study of the rate of change, how fast things change. And depending upon whether it's energy engineering, industrial engineering, or whatever, they're going to need to use that and apply that.
Professor Romary, he stands out to me the most right now because when I first got here, I had to take calculus, Calc 1, Calc 2. And he's one of the professors that teaches it. And he just really was a very kind and helpful guy, and he did whatever he could to help us out. He was very funny, always had a way of creatively teaching calculus to us that not a whole lot of people can do. And I think that and how he did it is going to be something that's going to stick for me for a very long time.
The field work that Indiana Tech can provide here is, for example, we have a 10 kilowatt windmill that the students can work with. We have a geothermal system for a couple of the buildings for Utangsu and for Zollner that uses geothermal principles to heat and cool the buildings in the summer and the winter.
The PV array system, training system that we have down here in the basement allows us to wire up the panels we have down in the basement to set it up as a off-the-grid system or a battery bank system, which helps us because we can see every component of the system actually intertwining and how they work together, which is something that may not be easily visible when you're on the job site in a career. So definitely my internship at Super Value Incorporated was a very, very beneficial program for me to be in. It was more based on the process and logistical side of engineering of my degree, not necessarily the design aspect. It helped me really learn how the most efficient way to do a task and some of the boundaries that come with trying to make things more efficient.
One of the things that we've been very fortunate here at Indiana Tech is that we've had a grant through AEP to help subsidize our students in taking some of the various trips in spring break. Over the last 4 years, I have taken, along with a couple of other chaperones, I've taken almost a couple of dozen students to a trip to Germany and Switzerland that focused on renewable energy. We've gone to Iceland last year, focusing on geothermal energy, and we just recently returned from a trip to Costa Rica.
Just last year, I went to Iceland with a couple of our peers, not even just energy engineers, but a couple of other engineering majors went along with us. And for me, that was the highlight of my college time. I mean, we learned a lot about like geothermal systems and how they converted to a country of basically like ran just by geothermal. But it wasn't just learning about that, it was also learning about their culture as well, you know, and the past and the history and where they plan to go in their future. And all those things combined, I think really kind of defines my experience here in Indiana Tech.
You can be the smartest engineer in the world, but if you cannot talk to or work with other engineers and non-engineers, it's very hard to get anything done. I try to teach my students that while you may not like writing, it's going to be a part of the job. You have to communicate. If you're doing experiments or testing hardware in the lab, you need to write it up so that other people know what you did, and the customer may want to know what are the results of that test.
Something I would remember most about the faculty would be just the one-on-one aspect of it and how open they are to hearing your problems and concerns and willing to assist you. Indiana Tech, with the class sizes being so small, you really get that one-on-one talking, everyday type relationship with your advisors and your professors. And having that is key to success, I feel, because being able to communicate with them and actually get your problems and questions across is going to help clarify things for you while you're in classes in school, which is going to set you up for success.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes. You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Welcome back to the PSM Ice House here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, for another installment of Indiana Tech women's hockey. The Maryville Saints stayed in town last night, and they're ready for one last Saturday afternoon matchup against the Indiana Tech Warriors. Yesterday, the Saints emerged victorious with a 4-1 victory. Goal scorers in that one included Colleen O'Leary on the penalty shot, followed shortly after by Nia Morris. Grace Bjornsson got in on the scoring, and finally Haley Beckett rounded it off at a 4-goal second period. All goals were in the second period and came on even strength. turn you over to the announcers here at the Ice House.
Welcome to the PSM
We'll be
Ice
back
House
this match.
for today's women's ice hockey contest between the Maryville Saints and your Indiana Tech Warriors. Now let's meet the starting lineups of both teams. First for the visitors of Maryville. At left wing, number 16, Brooklyn Gilling. At center, number 34, Aaliyah Sutton. At right wing, number 77, Haley Beckett. At left defense, number 17, Emily Toole. At right defense, number 2, Emma Gerwitz. And in goal for the Saints, number 35, Hannah Tressick. The Saints are coached by Tom Lang and Brian Pickey. And now, the starting lineup for your Indiana Tech Warriors. Starting at left wing, a grad student from Fairbanks, Alaska, number 21, Jaden Rogers. Starting at center, a freshman from Montreal, Quebec, number 2, Daphne Gagnon. At right wing, a sophomore from Somerset, Manitoba, number 19, Haley Grenier. At left defense, a junior from Pickering, Ontario, number 93, Peyton Gilmore. At right defense, the sophomore from St. Albert, Alberta, number 5, Emily Hardy. And in goal for your Warriors, the junior from Spruce Grove, Alberta, number 1, Ashton Whitney. And the rest of your Indiana Tech Warriors. The Warriors are coached by Liam Ross, assisted by Bear Ross and John Selway. At this time, we ask that you please rise and join with your caps of Down America with the playing of the national anthem.
And we are ready for some ice hockey here at the Ice House. Indiana Tech coming off, obviously, a 4-goal loss last night and a quick turnaround to today's game. Hopefully the 14 skaters that they dressed got a good night's sleep. Because it's not going to be easy. If we see what we saw from Indiana Tech last night, the outcome could very well be the same. Hopefully they found some motivation to come back out here and play their best hockey. Maryville, on the other hand, excellent performance last night. Their confidence has got to be through the roof right now. That could become a bad thing, though, if they think this is going to be an easy game. Ashton Berthium headed back into the net to start this game. She faced probably over 50 shots by the end of last night's game. I didn't look at the final total, but it was in the high 40s last I checked midway through the third period, and they did not stop coming. So here we go, opening face-off here. We've got Sutton and Gagnon. Face-off won by Indiana Tech. Hardy moves that one across at her own blue line, and the Warriors are into the attacking zone to start this one up. Rogers keeps it in, and so does Gagnon. Indiana Tech's probably going to want to come out and get a good start here in the first period because, as we saw last night, they get worn down with their short bench and the fast pace of play against this Maryville team. Beckett trying to center that one. Nobody home for the Saints. And Beckett shoots, scores. First shot of the game. Haley Beckett, she had one last night, and she's got another one here now. Leading goal scorer for the Maryville Saints, added 2 to her total this weekend. So far, I should say. And that's a goal scorer's goal. She gets the puck right around that dot on the glove side of Berthium, lets it rip, and Berthium never really even had a chance to see it through traffic. 1-0 early here. Off the draw, Indiana Tech gets it into the attacking zone once again. This one kicks out. Played away by and with it at the blue line, Sylvie Legault, her shot goes just wide. Kicks all the way up to the other blue line, where it's picked up by Hansen. And she'll retreat back into her own zone for some space and manages to find a player to get that one into the attacking zone for the Saints now. Gilmore, chip out attempt, no good. Hansen was there to keep that one in. Now Gilmore on her way out of the zone with Rogers. Gilmore gets it right back. And winds up in possession of Hannah Tresick. She'll cover that one up for a stoppage of play. Indiana Tech will get an offensive zone face-off here. Solange Basque stepping into that face-off. Facing off against Sophie Brennan. Basque wins that one, but it's turned over. Colleen O'Leary through the neutral zone. She chips that one around Hardy and gets it right back. She's on a 2-on-1 now. Her shot off the chest of Berthium. Rebound controlled by Wittig. Shot into the glove. That one off the stick of Grace Kerniker. So Indiana Tech's going to get a little change in personnel here. Quick changes are going to be their friend in this game. We saw last night they got trapped in their zone quite a bit, and they're going to try to avoid that as best they can early here. Kerniker keeps that one in at the blue line, but not for long. Gagnon chips it to Rogers. Rogers has Grenier with her, gets it to her, but off the backhand, Grenier couldn't hold on to it. And a couple more bounces out front, an opportunity for Grenier. Winds up in the corner. Windros makes the clear. Sylvie Legault picks that one up at neutral ice, gets it to Rogers. Rogers re-enters the attacking zone for the Warriors as Avery Fairledoux picks it up and takes it around the net, and her defensive end drops that one off for Kerniker. Kerniker tries to center that one. Could be trouble, though, as Allie Green was there. Forechecking for the Warriors. Now the Saints manage to clear to neutral ice. Dumped in by Bjornsson. Taken around by Braun. And Braun winds up tripping up her own player in the process. So now another 2-on-1. Johnson is on the far side. She gets it in the slot. Now opportunity for Avery Johnson. She misses the net on that point-blank opportunity. And things will start heading the other way. Hallie Murray picks it up at neutral ice and controls it for the Warriors. Moves it back to Johnson. Johnson chips it in, but directly onto the stick of Emily Toole. So a quick out for the Saints. Now Haley Beckett, she's got one already tonight, makes the zone entry, slows up, finds a player across ice, and the shot in and out of the glove of Berthium. It's just sitting in the slot now. Hardy unable to possess that one for the Warriors in the defensive end. Gerwitz's shot gets blocked, and Gilmore heads the other way with it, chips it around Gerwitz. Gilmore's trying to be the first one there, but she ties up with Emily Toole behind the net. Gerwitz there to help out for the Saints. And a shot from Gagnon gets blocked by Sutton out front. Beckett picks it up in the corner of her defensive end. Reverses that one to Gerwitz. Now Gilmore with an opportunity, shot from the long way out. That one sticked away by Tresick. and picked up by Whitting. Her cross-ice pass, no good. This is going to be an easy opportunity for Haley Beckett. And she gets her second of the night, not 5 minutes into the game. Padding her stats this weekend, Haley Beckett. That's her third goal in this short series. A little bit of a lapse of judgment here by the Warriors, trying to go across the center there. Haley Beckett read it like a book, picked it up, and she is off to the races, all alone, just her and Berthium, and Beckett sneaks it by her. So not the start Indiana Tech wanted here, obviously. Down 2, still not 5 minutes into the game. Finally the face-off. Saints are going to have possession in the attacking zone, kept in there at the blue line. Now Villard drops that one off to Hansen. Hansen shoots from a long way out, but Terpstra blocks it out front. Terpstra moves that one up to Grenier. Grenier can't get it past the defense up top, but Daphne Guillaume blocks the shot attempt. Now the Saints set up in the attacking zone with excellent control of the puck. Hansen's shot gets deflected up high, but still controlled by the Saints. For now, Rogers is going to be the first one to this. She's not able to chip it out. A good keep by Hansen. Now it gets out to the neutral zone. And Haley Putnam throws it right back in. And Maryville will get a wholesale change off that opportunity. Indiana Tech now trapped out there for a little bit. Starting to make changes slowly as this puck makes it to neutral ice. And Colleen O'Leary makes the attacking zone entry. She gets tied up on the boards and bumped off the puck. Kept in though. Windros and Legault come together on the boards. Windros tries to center that one, but Indiana Tech breaks it up. Now Green and Johnson with a 2-on-1 opportunity on Kerniker. Pass comes across, but it's through the crease, so it was interfered with a little bit by Tresick. Allie Murray through neutral ice. Gets that one to Gilmore. Gilmore is going to try to shoot, but too many sticks in the lane. That one goes up and stays in play. Now Whittick battling to keep possession in the offensive zone for Indiana Tech. Unable to do so this time. It's out to neutral ice. O'Leary dumps it in to the attacking zone for the Saints. Emily Hardy is going to pick that one up in the corner. She's got some time and space, but it's going to leave her quick, and Indiana Tech manages to get that one out of the defensive zone. They didn't need a change just yet, but offsides is the call there. Bretlin Struther, the puck carrier. And she'll step into the face-off dot now against Daphne Guillaume just outside Indiana Tech blue line. Struther wins that one back to Gerwitz. Gerwitz fires it in on net. And Berthium elects to hang on to that one, so we'll get a defensive zone face-off for the Warriors now. Off the draw, Gagnon wins it back. Terpstra picks it up. She's in tight coverage. It winds up at the half wall. Players come together. Puck not moving. Finally kicks out. Finds its way to the other side. Emily Toole rims it around. All the way to Gerwitz. Gerwitz moves that one to the back of the net where Heidi Henriksen picks it up, and Terpstra now rims it around the other way. Intended for Grenier. Now Legault to Terpstra. Terpstra to Rogers, but it's in her skates, and this one's going to be kept in again by Emma Gerwitz. Now Grenier. Opportunity to clear, and she does. It gets to neutral ice, but Haley Beckett picks it up, and she heads into the attacking zone for the Saints. Centering pass, broken up by Sylvie Legault. Now an opportunity for Sutton. Sutton's shot goes high. Terpstra comes around her own net, finds a little bit of space, and feeds Hallie Murray in the neutral zone. Murray makes the offensive zone entry as her team goes for a change. Hardy at neutral ice moves that one over to Johnson. Avery Johnson chips it by Putman and tries to pick it up in the corner, but Hansen is there. And Hansen moves this one up top, but Emily Hardy keeps it in, and the tip looked good, but it goes off Sutton, so it doesn't make it all the way to the net. Now Gilmore working down low. Hansen broke that up out front, and Murray's able to keep it in for the Warriors. Chips that one around, her and Gilmore. Gilmore comes together with Sutton in the corner. And Gillings makes the clear, trying to get this one to Beckett. Beckett does pick it up and dump that one into the attacking zone before heading for a change. Kuzbel picks it up behind her own net. Moves it up to Whitting, and Whitting goes to Gilmore. Gilmore through the neutral zone with speed now. She's got Kuzbel on the far side. The shot blockered away by Terson. Now Kerniker moves that one up to the wing, and it's fed for Alicia Ross, who gets knocked off the puck upon entry of the attacking zone. Now Emily Hardy trying to get a hold of that one, kind of fumbled it, and gave Ross the opportunity to get it back. And trying to get to prime shooting location was Nia Morris, but held on to it just a second too long and got knocked off the puck before she got her shot off. Now Whitting coming to the neutral zone, trying to get by Kerniker. She's got to chip that one into the attacking zone, and Whitting needed a change, so she'll get that now. Saints again, another quick transition, not allowing Indiana Tech to get much offensive zone time at all, but they have given up several 2-on-1s. We have another one here. Rogers has Legault. Legault parks out front and waits for it, but it never comes. Now Daphne Gagnon keeps this one going in the attacking zone, tries to feed Sylvie Legault, who was still hanging out in the net front, but she couldn't get enough lumber on it. Terpstra picks it up just inside her own blue line. Evades pressure from several Saints to get that one to Johnson, but Johnson can't hang on to it. O'Leary moves that one. And now it's picked up by Allie Green for the Warriors. Can she get it out? Unable to do so. Got it up to Johnson, but Johnson was in heavy coverage. Johnson's pass intended for Murray was off target, so Murray's going to have to regroup a little bit in her defensive end before moving this one up ice. And a turnover there. Addison Harris now comes in. She's got several Warriors, but she will draw the penalty. I think this one is either against Murray or Hardy. Looks like it is going to be against Hallie Murray. She had Harris all wrapped up. So she'll sit for two, and we'll see the first sign of this Maryville power play this Saturday afternoon. Power play did look good last night. I don't think they converted at all, but they also didn't need to. They had 4 even-strength goals in the second period. Well, actually, one of them was on a penalty shot. Nevertheless, Gerwitz plays this one up top. Gerwitz gets it right back from Villard. Moves it to Sutton. Sutton to Beckett. Beckett trying to find Villard on that back door, but it doesn't connect. Emma Gerwitz up top. She'll try to shoot. This one gets deflected wide. Villard to Beckett. Haley Beckett with a shot off the blocker of Berthium. Back up top to Gerwitz. She'll move that one over and get it right back. A lot of movement up top as this power plays MO. They'll have Gerwitz, Beckett, and Sutton pretty much out there the entire 2 minutes, just working it in that umbrella fashion. And this one, unable to keep it in, was Emma Gerwitz, but she'll quickly transition, gets that one to Beckett. Indiana Tech barely able to complete their change. Now an opportunity for Sutton. Sutton shot, scores. Backhand bar down on the power play. Now we're looking at a 3-goal advantage for the Maryville Saints. So Indiana Tech thought they were going to have a little bit more time off this clear to complete a line change, but the transition was quick by Maryville and caught them halfway through the change, giving Aaliyah Sutton a one-on-one opportunity with Ashton Berthium. And Ashton Berthium is all done for tonight. We're going to see Rose Lennon to finish this one off. 3 goals in the first period. Kerniker at the point. Her shot gets through. Lennon's able to get a pad on it and manages to cover that one up. Face off stick side of Rose Lennon, who's just been welcomed to the game with her first couple shots. Won by the Saints. Shot from up top, and it's knocked in. Shot came from Fallardo, and now we're getting a call for no goal, as it was off the skate of Grace Bjornsson. Basically right off the face-off, it's one back to Fallardo. And she takes the shot. It's just bouncing around out there, and Bjornsson was there, but knocked it in with her skate as she pivoted. And now Green with an opportunity for the Warriors. Her shot in and out of the glove of Tresick. Indiana Tech trying to maintain possession now in the attacking zone. Johnson's going to go up here against Kerniker. Gets it up top to Hardy. Hardy throws it right back down low where Fallardo was. And unable to keep that one in as Addison Harris gets through the neutral zone. We've got some shoving going on. Tension's getting high out here. Frustration is visible. Now Putman on the forecheck for the Saints. Gets this one back up top to Windros. Windros drops it off. Windros now trying to step out of that corner. Gets it up top to Putman. Putman's shot goes wide and winds up within reach of Rose Lennon, who wants to cover that one up and get a whistle so her teammates can get a line change. Daphne Guillaume and Alea Sutton at the face-off. Sutton wins this one back. Hansen keeps it in. Putman throws it back down low. Beckett lets it keep going around. Now the Saints effortlessly maintaining offensive zone time. Just moving this puck around. Not a whole lot of pressure from the Warriors. Now Sylvie Legault picks it up. She'll head through neutral ice. Gets that one sticked away by Sutton, though, before she makes the attacking zone entry. Puck does come in, but another quick transition for the Saints. And Beckett's shot sticked away into the corner. Beckett trying to walk this one into the slot. Brings it all the way to the point. Haley Beckett. Didn't have a shooting lane, so she feathers that one into the corner where it's picked up by Sutton. Sutton and Rogers come together. Rogers falls down, and Sutton comes away with the puck. Moves that one up to Gerwitz. Gerwitz shoots that one. Not a lot on it. Not a good lane either. Now Beckett. Again looking for a shooting lane. Her shot blockered away by Rose Lennon, but picked up in the corner by Sutton. Sutton moves it back to Beckett. Beckett with a backhand opportunity. That one high and wide of the net, so off the glass, and Hansen shoots that one just wide on the right side. Windros keeps that one in the possession of the Saints. And finally, a shot from Emma Gerwitz gets deflected up into the glove of Rose Lennon, so Indiana Tech able to get a much-needed line change. They were hemmed into their own zone for quite a while there. Face off. One back by Allie Green. She leaves that one for Gilmore. Peyton Gilmore trying to get out of the defensive end, and she does. She's got a 3-on-1 now. Whittick and Green with her. Whittick shot blockered up into the netting. Solid opportunity for the Warriors. That 3-on-1. Tresick held strong, though, as she hasn't been challenged a whole lot today or yesterday, for that matter. Face off. One back by the Saints. Whittick and Gerwich come together in the corner. Gerwich gets a lot of help, and the Saints come out of there with possession of the puck. Now Hallie Murray manages to keep that one in. Gets tied up in the corner with Gerwich as well. Hallie Green from a long way out gets tipped onto the net by Hallie Murray, but again, Tresick stands strong. This one chipped up into Indiana Tech's bench, so we'll get a stoppage of play. As the Warriors with an opportunity now to complete their line change. Face-off comes to center ice. As we near the final minutes of the first period of action, Warriors with possession off the draw. Peyton Gilmore gets over the line and dumps this one into the attacking zone. Tresick steps out of her net, stops that one for the defender. Fallardeau. And a quick out for the Saints. Indiana Tech trying to replicate that. Allen goes down as she tries to get possession, so Grace Kernicker picks it up, takes it around the net in her defensive end. Fumbles it momentarily, but maintains possession for now. Turns off the pressure of Johnson. Pass cross ice now. Colleen O'Leary gets bumped off that puck by Kuzbel. And Indiana Tech manages to transition rather quickly that time. Now O'Leary with speed through the neutral zone. Makes the offensive zone entry. Tries to take this wide and throw it back out front. And she does manage to do that. Rogers pressuring Hansen and gets that one out of the defensive end for the Warriors. Now Kuzbel's got to wait for her teammates to be on side. She does and gets this one into the far corner. Grenier, the last forechecker. Indiana Tech completes a line change on that. Haley Beckett battling with Whittick. Beckett comes away with it. They looked off sides, and they were. For a second, I didn't hear the whistle at first. So face off near side, just outside of Indiana Tech's defensive end. Chipped up and out. Picked up and cleared by Putnam. Allie Green with speed through the neutral zone. She's got Beckett draped all over her. She's got Whitting out front, and Green gets thrown down and slides into the corner, knocked off the puck. She was. Hansen to Beckett. Beckett to Sutton. Sutton goes across. And Beckett with it in the offensive zone. She shoots high, but it almost kicked out on the far side of the net for an excellent opportunity for a teammate. Gerdiker throws this one back in. And Sylvie Legault races up ice as the Saints complete a change. Legault takes this one wide, backhand through the crease, I think. Maybe that was behind the net. Couldn't tell from my angle. Alicia Ross dumps this one into the attacking zone, and she had Sylvie Legault right on her. Alicia Ross. Once again, a shot now from Kerniker. Kicks off the end wall, and Lennon with a desperation stick save there. See if we can have another look at that. Give Rose Lennon credit where credit is due. Found herself in a vulnerable position, but stayed with the puck, managed to get the stick out there and prevent a fourth goal here in the first period. Please ignore that timeout that came up on the scoreboard. I clicked something I shouldn't have. Gerwitz attempting to get that one into the attacking zone for the Saints, but it's deflected up above the Indiana Tech bench, so we'll get a whistle, stoppage of play, reset that face-off. Same place, same personnel, Villard and Kuzbel. They'll tie up. Saints come away with it. Now Kerniker makes the zone entry and feathers that one to center. Shot is wide off the stick of Alicia Ross. Back up to Gerwitz. Gerwitz shot gets blocked by some bodies out front. Mount opportunity for Villard. She can't get a lot of lumber on it. Finally, Rogers picks that one up and manages to clear. She's headed through the neutral zone. She's got Grenier with her, but they wind up off sides. Final 10 of the first. Indiana Tech with an opportunity from Whittick. And with that, the first period of action is retired here at the Ice House on this Saturday afternoon. Managing to put up 3 goals in that first 20 minutes. The Maryville Saints will head to the locker room with a 3-0 lead. We'll step aside and come back, show you some replay, and give you some stats on that first period. You're watching Indiana Tech women's ice hockey live from the PSM Ice House here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Brought to you by Indiana Tech Athletics and Summit City Sports. We will be right back.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
You're busy. You expect to say no sometimes. But what you didn't expect was a chance to say yes to a college degree while keeping your life. Indiana Tech is now offering Chicago area students undergraduate and graduate degree opportunities taught online by experienced faculty who care. Learn more at one of the new Indiana Tech enrollment centers in Naperville or Wilmette.
I can turn this in early? Sure, whenever you're ready.
Embrace the unexpected at Indiana Tech.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that there aren't very many energy programs out there. When I researched all of the various programs recently, there are really only 2 or 3 accredited engineering programs.
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada originally. I came out here to Indiana Tech to actually go for the energy engineering program because of its uniqueness and its ability to get hands-on with the materials I'm going to be using in the future.
Well, a few of the things I think that sets Indiana Tech apart is, number one, you have very small classes. You have very close relationships with your professors. When you have a class of 10 people, it's much easier to get to know the professor and get in contact with him than if you have a class of 30, 40, or 50. You're going to have the same professors for the majority of your classes. You're going to have the same classmates for the majority of your classes.
The more practical applications come in all the subsequent energy engineering classes. Heat transfers in a class that right after they're leaving the classroom, and the board is filled with calculus. So in order to understand a lot of these topics, they're going to need to understand the calculus there. Calculus is the study of the rate of change, how fast things change. And depending upon whether it's energy engineering, industrial engineering, or whatever, they're going to need to use that and apply that.
Professor Mary, he stands out to me the most right now because when I first got here, I had to take calculus, Calc 1, Calc 2. And he's one of the professors that teaches it. And he just really was a very kind and helpful guy, and he did whatever he could to help us out. He was very funny, always had a way of creatively teaching calculus to us that not a whole lot of people can do. And I think that and how he did it is going to be something that's going to stick for me for a very long time.
The field work that Indiana Tech can provide here is, for example, we have a 10 kilowatt windmill that the students can work with. We have a geothermal system for a couple of the buildings for Utangsu and for Zollner that uses geothermal principles to heat and cool the buildings in the summer and the winter.
The PV array system, training system that we have down here in the basement allows us to wire up the panels we have down in the basement to set it up as a off-the-grid system or a battery bank system, which helps us because we can see every component of the system actually intertwining and how they work together, which is something that may not be easily visible when you're on the job site in a career. So definitely my internship at Super Value Incorporated was a very, very beneficial program for me to be in. It was more based on the process and logistical side of engineering of my degree, not necessarily the design aspect. It helped me really learn how the most efficient way to do a task and some of the boundaries that come with trying to make things more efficient.
One of the things that we've been very fortunate here at Indiana Tech is that we've had a grant through AEP to help subsidize our students in taking some of the various trips in spring break. Over the last 4 years, I have taken, along with a couple of other chaperones, I've taken almost a couple of dozen students to a trip to Germany and Switzerland that focused on renewable energy. We've gone to Iceland last year, focusing on geothermal energy, and we just recently returned from a trip to Costa Rica.
Just last year, I went to Iceland with a couple of our peers, not even just energy engineers, but a couple of other engineering majors went along with us. And for me, that was the highlight of my college time. I mean, we learned a lot about like geothermal systems and how they converted to a country of basically like ran just by geothermal. But it wasn't just learning about that, it was also learning about their culture as well, you know, and the past and the history and where they plan to go in their future. And all those things combined, I think, really kind of defines my experience here in Indiana Tech.
You can be the smartest engineer in the world, but if you cannot talk to or work with other engineers and non-engineers, it's very hard to get anything done. I try to teach my students that while you may not like writing, it's going to be a part of the job. You have to communicate. If you're doing experiments or testing hardware in the lab, you need to write it up so that other people know what you did. and the customer may want to know what are the results of that test.
Something I would remember most about the faculty would be just the one-on-one aspect of it and how open they are to hearing your problems and concerns and willing to assist you. Indiana Tech, with the class sizes being so small, you really get that one-on-one talking, everyday type relationship with your advisors and your professors. And having that is key to success, I feel, because being able to communicate with them and actually get your problems and questions across is going to help clarify things for you while you're in classes in school, which is going to set you up for success.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes. You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Welcome back to the Parkview Ice House, where after one period of action, the Maryville Saints lead your Indiana Tech Warriors 3-0. Goals started early in that one. Two of them actually coming from Haley Beckett. We'll take a look at those now. Firstly, that's Beckett picking it up in a high-scoring density area and letting it rip, adding to her goal total. On my stat sheet, which I don't think has been updated since last night, she's got 12 on the season, so that would be 13, 14, 15 now after that period of action. And this one here is going to be Beckett again capitalizing on the Warriors' mistake, trying to move that one through the center of the offensive zone with nobody back. It was Beckett the breakaway, and she capitalizes on the opportunity she was given. This one, excellent transition on the power play by the Saints in the neutral zone to catch Indiana Tech trying to sneak a change of penalty killers, and came back to bite them. Alea Sutton winds up all alone with Ashton Berthium. And with that, Berthium's night would be over, and we'll see Rose Lennon in the rest of this game. Shots in that first period, 24-13 in favor of Maryville. Maryville had one power play goal on one power play opportunity. Only penalty of the game was that hooking on Hallie Murray. At the face-off dot, things are looking pretty even tonight, 11-10 in favor of Maryville. And as we head to this second period of action, we hope Indiana Tech can come out with a little bit of tenacity here and make this a little bit of a close game. As we remember yesterday, Maryville did manage to score all four of their goals in the second period, so hopefully not quite as an explosive second period here tonight for the Maryville Saints. While we've got a few minutes, we will step aside one last time and be right back with second period action here at the Parkview Sport One Ice House. You're watching Indiana Tech women's ice hockey, brought to you by Indiana Tech Athletics and Summit City Sports.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Welcome back. First intermission coming to a close now. 20 minutes on the clock. Second period of action. Ready to get us started here. We have Daphne Gagnon and Alea Sutton at the face-off center ice. Sutton wins it back, but it's going to be picked up by Rogers. She gets her stick stripped of her by Haley Beckett. Haley Beckett already with 2 goals on the afternoon and looking for more. She's having an excellent game tonight. Emily Hardy and Haley Beckett come together. Beckett gets up under Hardy and knocks her off the puck. Move it up to Grenier. Grenier is going to chip off the boards, and this one will go for an ice. She was not over the red line when she did that and couldn't quite catch up to it. So Indiana Tech unable to change, and they'll have a face-off in their defensive end. Face-off tie-up. Get a quick whistle as a penalty is called this time. It's going to come against Maryville's Haley Beckett, the 2-goal scorer, headed to the penalty box. See if we didn't catch it on the replay here. Yep, out in front of the net. You can see it. Stick comes up. So good call by the referee. I would have missed that one from my angle. But we'll see Indiana Tech's first power play opportunity of the afternoon. Green wins the face-off. Gilmore's got it up top. Gilmore's getting pressured, so she throws that one down. Green's got it now at the half wall. She moves it to Murray. Murray gives it right back. Now Gilmore from up top with a shot off the pad and cleared. Lennon steps out and moves this one to Sylvie Legault, who takes it behind her net and builds up some speed as she comes through the neutral zone. Sylvie Legault still with it now in the attacking zone, comes around the other net. Full lap around the ice for her. Murray picks it up, moves it to Green. Green to Gilmore. Gilmore finds Legault, and she had a lane, but the puck skipped over her stick. Now headed the other way, Emma Gerwitz. And it's broken up by Peyton Gilmore, and Legault picks it up again. Looks for the stretch pass for Hallie Murray. Murray's got Gagnon in the center, but she can't get it around Kerniker. Players come together now on that half wall. Puck finally free. Daphne Gagnon drops it for Terpstra. Terpstra goes across, and the shot from Whitting gets deflected wide of the net. A little bit of a blind spot there for me. Picked up again in the attacking zone on the power play. Just 30 seconds left. Terpstra's got it up top. Moves it over to Whitting. Whitting gives it right back, and Terpstra trying to get a shot off, unable to get much lumber on it as she was tied up with Sutton. And that one results in a clear. Kuzbel is going to pick it up for the Warriors, and they got to start all the way in their own end. Just 15 seconds left on the advantage for them. Therese Whitting trying to center that one, but it gets sticked away. Terpstra picks it up by the blue line and a spin move to keep it in. Terpstra shot off the body of Grace Kerniker. And Maryville back to full strength. They're able to clear to neutral ice. Thrown across, intended for Kuzbel. She does pick it up off the boards. Kuzbel tries to rim that one around. Whitting comes together on the half wall as the puck trickles back out to the near side corner, and Terpstra picks it up and looks up ice. Trying for a stretch pass intended for Carice Whitting. No doing. And as Indiana Tech goes for a change, the Saints have an easy out. And beating out that icing was Alicia Ross. Now Sylvie Legault hanging a little bit, but she was read by Emma Gerwitz. So she didn't get the 1-on-0 opportunity that she might have been looking for. Willard and Hardy come together. Both of them hit the ice. And Peyton Gilmore picks it up in her defensive end. Trapped in that corner by the Zamboni door. Puck finally freed. Nia Morris possesses it in the corner. Moves that one up top. Now Hardy gets to it. Reverses it back for Sylvie Legault. Legault can't hang on to it. So it's going to be picked up by Alicia Ross. Now she's tied up with Sylvie Legault. The puck gets free, and Peyton Gilmore steps in and manages to get it out of the zone, but just barely. It was gloved down by Emma Gerwitz, who throws it right back in. Now Hardy picks it up. She's got time as the Saints make their change. Sylvie Legault makes the offensive zone entry. Moves that one over to Whitting, who gets tied up, knocked off the puck. And Haley Beckett skates that one out of the defensive end for the Saints. Moves it over to Aaliyah Sutton. Her drop pass broken up by Allie Green. Allie Green has to beat Hansen. She's got Whitting with her, and Hansen with a good poke check to break up that opportunity for the Warriors. Now Terpstra, her shot gets deflected wide. Hallie Murray tries to shoot that one, but hits off skates out front. Doesn't make it all the way to Tursic. Cleared. Gilmore and Beckett were tied up. Beckett has it now, makes the offensive zone entry, slows up, Drops it off for Kerniker. Kerniker goes across the blue line to Hansen. Hansen shot off the shins of Whitting, so that trickles back out to neutral ice. Forced to regroup is Grace Kerniker, but she finds Haley Beckett at the far blue line. Beckett manages to get that one on net through some odd deflections. I think it was intended to be a pass, but kind of worked out for the Saints. Now it's Peyton Gilmore. She's got Rogers with her. Gilmore is forced into the corner. Now Daphne Guillon up top. She'll move that one across for Allen. Allen's shot hits some bodies out front, doesn't make it all the way through. And a battle ensues in the corner. Falling down there was Grace Kerniker. Solange Bosk steps out of the corner with it. She's got it now at the blue line. Throws it in on the near side. Daphne Guillon with an opportunity. Her shot into the chest of Hannah Tursick and covered for a stoppage of play. Indiana Tech completes the line change with that opportunity. Kuzbel steps into the draw. She'll win it back. Now Grenier was tied up, and the Saints get possession only momentarily. It's a battle at the blue line now. Kicks out to Gerwitz. Gerwitz finds O'Leary, who gets that one on net. It's sticked away by Lennon. Picking up the rebound was Brienne Windros. Kuzbel tied up. O'Leary and Terpstra come together in that far side corner. Kuzbel takes it around the back of her own net. O'Leary's shot from the point goes off the shins of Georgia Kuzbel. Indiana Tech trying to regroup and format a breakout here. Terpstra gets rid of it, but it goes off the stick of Emily Toole, so it's not going to be an ice. Indiana Tech frantically trying to complete this change as the stretch pass doesn't connect. That one intended for Danny Henriksen. So that's going to go for an ice. Face-off's going to come back down to the Maryville defensive end. Indiana Tech selecting to take this one on the stick side of Tursick. Allie Green wins that one to Whitting. Whitting trying to go across to Gilmore. Gilmore had exited the attacking zone, though. This one off the stick of Hardy, so no ice is going to be the call. Hardy's the first one to it. Took a weird bounce off that Zamboni door. And back to neutral ice. Putman throws it in. Hardy going to pick it up behind her own goal line again. Quickly moves it to Gilmore. Gilmore gets it to Hallie Murray. Murray chips it into the attacking zone. She's going to be met in that corner by Villard and Hansen. Well, this puck gets moved around to Putman, who throws it through neutral ice off the stick of Addison Harris for no icing. Hansen makes the zone entry. Villard up top to Putman. Putman moves it back over to Hansen. Mika Hansen shot goes off of Sylvie Legault out front, and Indiana Tech grabs possession of it. Chipped up through neutral ice. Not enough on this to be warranted in ice. And Haley Putman stops this one behind the net, quarterbacking the breakout. Winds up putting it off of Kuzbel, but Kuzbel didn't know where it was, so she couldn't find it in time. And Alea Sutton stepped in to regain possession for Marysville. Solange Bosk chips this one by Hansen, but Putman was there covering in that far side corner. About halfway through this second period of action. So far, the only goals on the board came in the first period. Fallardou's shot goes wide. Hardy picks it up in the corner of her defensive end. Chips it up for Whitting. Whitting goes to Bosk, who's unable to get it out. Now, Mika Hansen with an opportunity. She's trying to find Gillings out front, but the pass was broken up. Now, Kerniker with a shot from a long way out. This one easily stopped and covered by Rose Lennon. So Indiana Tech will finish their line change. Terpstra and Legault step back on the ice along with Allie Green. And Bailey Allen. Brennan wins that draw, but Hallie Murray picks it up and heads through the neutral zone with Allen. Allen trying to chip that one around Kerniker. Offsides, winds up being the call. So we'll have a face-off right next to the Indiana Tech bench. Past the 10-minute mark here of the second period. Face-off, one possession goes to the Warriors. Haley Terpstra makes the zone entry. She'll try to center this one, but not getting enough lumber on it to deflect it towards the net was Hallie Murray. Now heading the other way is O'Leary. She dumps that one in. O'Leary again dumps this one in, this time on net. Rose Lennon elects to cover it. Indiana Tech looking for frequent line changes here, and they'll get one now. Gagnon wins that one back for the Warriors, and it's cleared. This one's got enough on it. Will it be? It is in icing. So face off once again, glove side of Rose Lennon. Gagnon picks it up off the draw. Managed to clear it to neutral ice. Rogers, the only forechecker. And Bjornstad gets a stick on that one. Bjornsson centering pass. Getting multiple whacks out of the puck. Is still loose. Finally covered up. As players all come together just in front of Rose Lennon to battle for that one. Off the draw, Villard wins it, but he goes off the skate of the referee and bounces into the corner. Up top with Hansen. Mika Hansen shot sticked away by Rose Lennon. Mackenzie Villard and Georgia Kuzbel come together in that corner. Kuzbel emerges with the puck and moves it to Terpstra, who takes it behind and finds Whittick at the boards, but it's kept in just barely by Hansen. And another opportunity now for Alicia Ross. She'll move that one up top. Hansen fans on the shot. Therese Whitting picks it up, moves through the neutral zone. She's trying to get around Putman, unable to do so. And it's thrown right back into Indiana Tech's defensive end. Terpstra chips it up and out. Picked up by Putman. Putman moves it to Villard. Villard can't get a stick on it, but who does? Was Nia Morris. Now Murray with an opportunity coming the other way. She's got Gilmore. Gilmore shoots, scores! Peyton Gilmore buries one for Indiana Tech. 2-on-1 opportunity. Apologize. Looks like it was Allie Green. I got too excited, I didn't look. Allie Green with the goal. We see a lot of that connection there. Hallie Murray to Allie Green. And we've seen it again here. Midway through the second period of this one to cut that lead down to 2. Indiana Tech's first goal of the weekend. And they have gotten a lot of those 2-on-1 opportunities so far here today. So if they can convert on just a few more of those, we got ourselves a really tight game.
Warriors goal for number 48, Allison Green. Assisted by number 14, Allie Murray. Number 88, Avery Johnson.
So Murray and Johnson credited with assists on that goal scored by Allie Green. Cuts the lead down to 2. And we've got ourselves a little bit of hope if you're the Indiana Tech Warriors. Defensive zone faceoff. Georgia Kuzbel steps in. Indiana Tech grabs possession off the draw. Terpstra rims it around. She'll pick it up herself and keep heading through the neutral zone. She gets bumped off the puck. Now Kerniker throws it the other way. Haley Beckett picks it up just outside the attacking zone. Blue line dumps it in. And Bailey Allen grabs a hold of it, rims it around again. Fallardo's shot goes wide. Rims around all the way to Kerniker. Throws it down to the half wall. Kerniker now, she's going to take a shot herself, goes wide. Legault manages to chip that one up to neutral ice. Kerniker picks it up, goes it to Fallardo. Fallardo goes to Gillings. And the Saints managed to complete a wholesale line change with that dump in. Now O'Leary moves that one across. She had a couple of players with her in Brianne Windros. But it didn't connect. Windros now with it again. Indiana Tech now with an opportunity for their own wholesale line change. Stretch pass interfered with by Daphne Gagnon. And cleared again by the Saints rather quickly. O'Leary rims it around the attacking zone where it's picked up by Emily Hardy, and the Warriors will try to get a quick break out themselves, but that's broken up. O'Leary ties up in the corner by the Zamboni door, finally getting it up top to Toole. Emily Toole's shot just bouncing around down low now. Gilmore unable to clear. It's kept by Gerwich. Toole feathers that one into the far corner, near corner, I should say. And Grenier leaves that one for Gilmore. Gilmore has Rogers with her. Gilmore's shot off the pad, a good rebound, and Rogers picks it up. Jaden Rogers cuts this lead down to 1. And I'm a big fan of that far pad shot on the 2-on-1. Goalies really can't control the rebound very well. And you'll see Gilmore does just that here. Shoots it off the far pad, and it kicks right out to where Rogers is headed. And Rogers picks that one up and throws it in the back of the net, cuts this lead down to 2 with 4 minutes and 38 seconds left in the second period of action. Both goals now coming on 2-on-1 opportunities for the Indiana Tech Warriors.
Warriors goal, scored by number 21, Jaden Rogers. Assisted by number 93, Keaton Gilmore.
Green moves this one up the half wall. Johnson tries to give it right back to her, but Green can't hang on to it. And now Villard with an opportunity. Her shot gets deflected wide. Battle now behind the net. Puck comes out, and Terpstra is going to be the first one to it. She'll get things moving up ice for the Warriors. Johnson chips it in around Putman. But Putman turns, picks it up in the corner, rims it back up the wall. Picked up, thrown across. On the stick now of Alicia Ross. Puck bounced around for a little bit, but eventually found its way to Rose Lennon, who wanted to cover it up. Aaliyah Sutton, Georgia Kuzbel face off now. Sutton puts it through Kuzbel and tries to take a shot herself. Rose Lennon able to get a stick on that one as Kuzbel slides into the net and knocks it off its moorings. Face-off's going to come outside of Indiana Tech's defensive end. Referee explanation was that Kuzbel was in fact shoved into that post, so that was off on behalf of Maryville. Dumped into Indiana Tech's defensive end, picked up by Emily Hardy. She's got Beckett tying her up in the corner. Beckett throws that one back into open ice, where it's picked up by Gillings. Gillings still with it. She moves it back to Beckett behind the net. Gillings and Hardy came together. Both of them went down. Looked like they managed to knock the net off again as well. Everybody seems to be fine. But we got a whistle and a green light for both teams to change. Comes outside the zone again. Maryville has a lot to say about that decision. Face off one back by Sutton. Tossed into the attacking zone, but right on the stick of Hardy. Hardy unable to get that one over the blue line. So it comes back to Peyton Gilmore this time. She'll backhand that one, but it's up into the netting, so we'll get another whistle. This time it's going to be a defensive zone face-off for the Warriors. This time stick side of Rose Lennon. Off the draw, once again, tucking it through the legs and trying to feed players out front. Beckett was trying to get to her spot, but she got tied up with Hardy, ended up knocking Hardy down. But good on Hardy to recognize that play was in motion and not allow it to be foreseen. Sutton manages to get that one up top to Gerwitz. Gerwitz goes back down low to Gillings. Shot goes wide from the blue line. Picked up by Fallardew. She feeds Beckett. Beckett tries to give it right back, but it's off the skate of Avery Fallardew, and now some pushing and shoving, hey, how are you type stuff out in front of the net as Rose Lennon covers it. You can tell Marysville is a little bit shook up here after giving up 2 goals to the Warriors here in the second period. And Indiana Tech finally playing with a little bit of confidence. This one thrown softly on net, so Lennon's going to cover it up. We'll get a stoppage of play and a face-off on her glove side now. One back by Sophie Brennan. Kerniker, her shot goes wide. It might have been intended to find the stick of Brianne Windros at the back door. Shot from the other side goes wide, that time off the stick of Emily Toole. And a good keep there by Kerniker. She'll walk this one in, take a shot, but it goes across the front of the net and rims its way all the way up. Now O'Leary's shot right into the chest of Rose Lennon. Easy stop for her. Give Indiana Tech the opportunity to get fresh legs out there as Solange Bosk and Carice Whitting climb over the bench, followed by Georgia Kuzbel. Complete line change. Off the face-off, Villard wins it back. Putman shot straight into the glove of Lennon. Didn't even have to move. Face-off, this time Kuzbel ties up. And it winds up in possession of Rose Lennon again. So we'll get another stoppage and redo that one for a third time. This time Indiana Tech going to change their defenders. We got Gilmore and Hardy stepping onto the ice. Possession of the puck off the face-off goes to the Saints. Gilmore manages to get a stick on that one, but Villard picks it up before Hardy could. Now Gerwitz throws that one out front. Rose Lennon having a tough time covering it, but now picked up and taken out of harm's way by Whitting, but we're going to get a penalty called. We'll see what the call is, and if we can't identify it on the replay. So Bosk is going to go. We'll see if we don't see anything. Watch right at the top of your screen. Solange Bosk steps into the net front. And yeah, high cross check right there. Good call on the referee. They've been reasonable today. So another power play for the Saints. They're 1 for 1 so far. Shot broken up there, and the Warriors with an opportunity to clear, and they will. Tursek doesn't even touch that one as Hallie Murray's the first one to it. She gets a backhand shot off that play. Now Aaliyah Sutton races up ice, but Terpstra with a well-timed poke check breaks that. Now Green trying to kill some time. Allie Green dumps this one in and heads for a change. Down to 1:15 on the advantage for the Saints, and they're starting from their own end. Alea Sutton once again makes the zone entry, but they're offsides. I think it was Bretland Struther was about 5 feet ahead of the puck carrier as they entered the zone. And Sutton wins that faceoff, gets it into the attacking zone, moves it over, and gets it right back in front of the net, but unable to get enough lumber on it to deflect it towards the net. You wonder if that one maybe shouldn't have been cleared. It's not going to matter. Time's going to expire in this second period. And a good period for the Warriors. That one was 2-0 in the second, 3-2 overall. We'll step aside for just a minute and recap what we've seen so far. After that, you're watching Indiana Tech women's ice hockey live from the PSM Ice House here at Fort Wayne, Indiana, brought to you by Indiana Tech Athletics and Summit City Sports. We'll be right back with some third period action, and we've got ourselves a game now, folks, so stick around.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. by many names: business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
You're busy. You expect to say no sometimes. But what you didn't expect was a chance to say yes to a college degree while keeping your life. Indiana Tech is now offering Chicago area students undergraduate and graduate degree opportunities taught online by experienced faculty who care. Learn more at one of the new Indiana Tech enrollment centers in Naperville or Wilmette.
I can turn this in early? Sure, whenever you're ready.
Embrace the unexpected at Indiana Tech.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that there aren't very many energy programs out there. When I researched all of the various programs recently, there are really only 2 or 3 accredited engineering programs.
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada originally. I came out here to Indiana Tech to actually go for the energy engineering program because of its uniqueness and its ability to get hands-on with the materials that I'm going to be using in the future.
Well, a few of the things I think that sets Indiana Tech apart is, number one, you have very small classes. You have very close relationships with your professors. When you have a class of 10 people, it's much easier to get to know the professor and get in contact with him than if you have a class of 30, 40, or 50. You're going to have the same professors for the majority of your classes. You're going to have the same classmates for the majority of your classes.
The more practical applications come in all the subsequent energy engineering classes. Heat transfers in a class that right after they're leaving the classroom, and the board is filled with calculus. So in order to understand a lot of these topics, they're going to need to understand the calculus there. Calculus is the study of the rate of change, how fast things change. And depending upon whether it's energy engineering, industrial engineering, or whatever, they're going to need to use that and apply that.
Professor Mary, he stands out to me the most right now because when I first got here, I had to take calculus, Calc 1, Calc 2. And he's one of the professors that teaches it. And he just really was a very kind and helpful guy, and he did whatever he could to help us out. He was very funny, always had a way of creatively teaching calculus to us that not a whole lot of people can do. And I think that and how he did it is going to be something that's going to stick for me for a very long time.
The field work that Indiana Tech can provide here is, for example, we have a 10 kilowatt windmill that the students can work with. We have a geothermal system for a couple of the buildings for Utang-Sioux and for Zollner that uses geothermal principles to heat and cool the buildings in the summer and the winter.
The PV array system, training system that we have down here in the basement allows us to wire up the panels we have down in the basement to set it up as a off-the-grid system or a battery bank system, which helps us because we can see every component of the system actually intertwining and how they work together, which is something that may not be easily visible when you're on the job site in a career. So definitely my internship at Super Value Incorporated was a very, very beneficial program for me to be in. It was more based on the process and logistical side of engineering of my degree, not necessarily the design aspect. It helped me really learn how the most efficient way to do a task and some of the boundaries that come with trying to make things more efficient.
One of the things that we've been very fortunate here at Indiana Tech is that we've had a grant through AEP to help subsidize our students in taking some of the various trips in spring break. Over the last 4 years, I have taken, along with a couple of other chaperones, I've taken almost a couple of dozen students to a trip to Germany and Switzerland that focused on renewable energy. We've gone to Iceland last year, focusing on geothermal energy, and we just recently returned from a trip to Costa Rica.
Just last year, I went to Iceland with a couple of our peers, not even just energy engineers, but a couple of other engineering majors went along with us. And for me, that was the highlight of my college time. I mean, we learned a lot about like geothermal systems and how they converted to a country of basically like ran just by geothermal. But it wasn't just learning about that, it was also learning about their culture as well, you know, and the past and the history and where they plan to go in their future. And all those things combined, I think really kind of defines my experience here in Indiana Tech.
You can be the smartest engineer in the world, but if you cannot talk to or work with other engineers and non-engineers, it's very hard to get anything done. I try to teach my students that while you may not like writing, it's going to be a part of the job. You have to communicate. If you're doing experiments or testing hardware in the lab, you need to write it up so that other people know what you did, and the customer may want to know what are the results of that test.
Something I would remember most about the faculty would be just the one-on-one aspect of it and how open they are to hearing your problems and concerns and willing to assist you. Indiana Tech, with the class sizes being so small, you really get that one-on-one talking, everyday type relationship with your advisors and your professors. And having that is key to success, I feel, because being able to communicate with them and actually get your problems and questions across is going to help clarify things for you while you're in classes in school, which is going to set you up for success.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes. You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
And we're back here at the Ice House after 2 periods of action. Indiana Tech manages to cut this lead down to just 1. Inspiring second period if you're the Warriors. Managed to pull 2 goals together, both of which on 2-on-1 opportunities, which have been abundant for them throughout the weekend. First one here, you're going to see it's Murray and Green. Murray manages to get it over to Green, and Green with the forehand, backhand, tucks that one and gets Indiana Tech on the board just over halfway through the period. Not long after that, the Warriors find themselves with another 2-on-1 opportunity. This time, Gilmore and Rogers. Gilmore elects to go for the far pad shot, which I am a huge fan of. Always creates an opportune rebound. And in this case scenario, Jaden Rogers was there staring at a yawning cage and put that one in. So we're looking at a 1-goal game here as we head into what could be a climactic third period. Indiana Tech still got a little bit of penalty to kill off. This on the Solange Bosk penalty. You'll see her pushing in front of the net right there. Got called for it. And so far, Indiana Tech has looked good on the penalty kill. Maryville scored on their first power play, but they had one more that they were unable to convert on throughout that second period. Shots in this one are 36-24. Shots on goal, however, 21-17, both in favor of Maryville. Face-off dot, Indiana Tech has fallen a little bit in that category. Face-offs are 28-17 in favor of Maryville. And I think Maryville came out in that second period thinking that they had already had this game won. And also, they get a little bit too preoccupied when they're in the offensive zone. That's the reason for some of these odd man rushes that Indiana Tech's been able to convert on. So stick around. We'll step aside just one last time and bring you third period action here from the Ice House right after this. You're watching Indiana Tech women's ice hockey, brought to you live from Parkview Sport One Ice House, courtesy of Indiana Tech Athletics and Summit City Sports. You're not going to want to miss this third period. We'll be right back.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Good luck, Tammy.
See you, David.
Things happen. How do you make the unexpected happen? Take the next step with an online degree from Indiana Tech. Start with a visit to one of our 2 new Chicago area enrollment centers in Naperville or Wilmette. You'll discover a wide range of affordable undergraduate and graduate degrees with flexible class schedules designed to fit your lifestyle and help you earn a degree sooner than you'd expect. Embrace the unexpected at Indiana Tech.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
And we're back again, just minutes away from third period action. Indiana Tech coming off an impressive second period. They cleaned up most of the mistakes that were giving Maryville so many quality opportunities that they were converting on throughout last night and the first period of this game. They've got Rose Lennon in net now. She's playing strong. Maryville already making their way onto the ice. Gathering by their bench, Indiana Tech. Stepping onto the ice now, led by Rose Lennon. We are looking at what could be a very excited third period of action here. 20 minutes and 1 goal separate these two teams. Indiana Tech is starting the period on the penalty kill. They've got 51 seconds left on the Bosk penalty. And then they'll be able to go to work and try to make up this last goal. So Bosk guilty of cross-checking. Sitting out the first 51 seconds of this period unless Maryville can end her lease early. Hardy picks it up, tries to get it to Murray. Murray gets tied up, so the puck shoots across and is cleared now by Allie Green. Tursick steps out of her net, stops it for Gerwitz, who sets up, leaves it for Sutton. Sutton takes off, falls down, loses the puck, and Green picks it up. She'll throw it right back into the zone. Now it's picked up by Haley Beckett. Beckett moves it to Sutton, and Sutton to Gerwitz. Gerwitz goes across. Legault breaks up the shot out front. Sylvie Legault looking to clear, unable to do it on that one, but she keeps the puck. Team's back at even strength now. So this one will be an icing against the Warriors. Off the ice, we're going to have a face-off glove side of Rose Lennon. Sophie Brennan and Allie Green step up to the dot. And Brennan wins it back. But she falls and Green grabs a hold of it, chips it up off the glass and out. Now Kerniker throws it back through the neutral zone the other way. Haley Terpstra picks it up. Moves it to Green at neutral ice. Green loses control of it, and O'Leary gets bumped off the puck by Sylvie Legault. Now Daphne Gaillon. Puck kept in. Terpstra picks it up below her own goal line. She'll rim it around to a soft spot on the far side where Sylvie Legault is able to pick it up and get that one to Grenier, who's got a little bit of space. She'll dump this one in. She had Allen there. But Grenier needs a change, and she'll get that now. Completes her change. O'Leary trying to get around Gilmore. Gilmore gets a good poke on it. Now Villard throws this one behind the net in the attacking zone. Emily Hardy's going to pick it up and look up ice for her options. Elects to skate it over the red line and get it off the stick of Allen and into the attacking zone. Putman picks it up for the Saints, but she's got pressure on her, so she loses it. Now Villard steps in to help out, move that one up to the neutral zone. Kuzbel picks it in just inside her own blue line, moves it over to Gilmore. Gilmore gets tied up near that scorer's circle, and a turnover is the result. Now Nia Morris gets that one into the attacking zone, but a delayed offsides, so Indiana Tech has an easy out. Terpstra takes this one over the red line with ease, dumps it into the near side corner where Hallie Murray is going to pick it up. She's tied up with Gerwitz. Gerwitz comes away with the puck. But Gilmore's there. She gets it to Legault. Puck was bouncing around, so Legault couldn't get a shot off. But Murray keeps it in. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson's shot goes wide. And Sylvie Legault at center ice. Makes the zone entry. She's got a lot of teammates going for a change, so she killed off a couple seconds to make that possible. Green gets that one stripped at neutral ice. Alea Sutton trying to get around Emily Hardy. Hardy doesn't let her go by, with the puck at least. Now Kerniker from behind the net in the attacking zone. Shot broken up by Allison Green and thrown back up to neutral ice. Grace Kerniker picks it up, and she'll try to get this one right back into the attacking zone for the Saints, and she does. Legault picks it up far corner, chips it up, and it exits the zone. Another delayed offsides for the Saints. Hardy picks it up. She's got time. She'll look up ice. Find Allen. Allen dumps this one in. Kerniker rims it around the boards to keep things moving. And Haley Beckett takes it, but it's sticked away by Whitting. Whitting got a little bit too involved there, so she'll take a penalty on that one. And we'll see another power play for the Saints here in the third period. So I believe the Saints currently 1 for 3 on the power play this afternoon. Trying to get it up to 50% here. Beckett with a shot into the chest of Lennon. Getting an extra couple whacks was Bretland Struther. Face off stick side of Lennon. Saints have it in the attacking zone. Good stick there by Murray. Breaks up their power play setup, and it's cleared. They'll have to start from behind the net in their own end, and Murray forechecking hard this time. Still gets out on the stick of Haley Beckett. Crosses the offensive zone blue line. She'll try to take this to the net herself. And she knocks down Rose Lennon. And she's going to get some backlash from the Warriors for that one. Looks like she did get a penalty called against her for it, so it looks like possible 4-on-4 action. Lennon gathering her equipment that was scattered over the ice, and she's back on her feet, looking rather unfazed by the events that took place. 4-on-4 action for 1 minute 27 seconds. And Haley Beckett, the leading goal scorer for the Saints, is sitting down for 2 minutes here. She could definitely be effective in a 4-on-4 scenario, so that's another plus for the Warriors here. Terpstra off the draw, spins off pressure from Gerwitz. Tries to get this one out front where Rogers was, but Rogers was tied up. Now headed the other way. Gillings takes this one down below the net in the attacking zone, but she gets tied up with Terpstra. Gillings does come away with it, though. Centers for Villard. Fallardeau tries to get this one out in the slot. She can't get much on the shot, though. Now Gillings picks it up in the corner. She's got Sylvie Legault right on her, though. Moves this one up top, and another penalty coming up against the Warriors. I believe it's on Sylvie Legault for the slash. See exactly what they called. Possibly the first questionable call of the game. So Gillings is coming around the net. Legault's right on her. And they called the slash right there. So we have a 4-on-3 opportunity. Off the slashing call. Maryville. Coach wants a timeout. See if he's going to get it. I believe that's head coach Tom Lange pleading for the timeout. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. So the puck is dropped, play goes on. Allie Green with it on her stick. She's got some space and time to kill. So she does just that. Holds on to it and then dumps it all the way down. Emma Gerwitz. Stop behind her net. She'll leave that one for Aaliyah Sutton. And the Saints are headed up ice. Nia Morris takes it around the net in the attacking zone. And now the setup is structured for this 4-on-3. Sutton down to Morris. Morris trying to get that one out front. Indiana Tech doing a great job of collapsing there. Back up to Gerwitz. Gerwitz moves it up to Villard. Villard, shot goes wide. Indiana Tech gets one back. Therese Whitting, fresh off the bench, gets involved in this 4-on-4 action again. Now Gilmore, 1-on-1 with Mackenzie Villard, and Sutton comes back and breaks that up. Whitting keeps it and maintains possession in the attacking zone for the Warriors here. 4-on-4 continues for another 8 seconds. Daphne Guillon all by herself down in that corner. Kicks up to Sutton. Sutton goes across. It's a 2-on-1. Gilmore looks a little bit gassed, but she does get back to pick up a player. So now Indiana Tech on a 5-on-4 penalty kill. Gilmore shovels that one into the attacking zone and goes for a change. All 4 killers with fresh legs at this point. Just 17 seconds left on the advantage for the Saints, and they're barreling through the neutral zone now. Players come together behind the net, and Sophie Brennan emerges with the puck in that corner, moves it up to Grace Kerniker. Kerniker trying to get that one back to Brennan, kind of fans on it. Now team's back at even strength. And Kerniker with a shot, this one off the quads of Holly Murray. Kerniker again looking for a shot. This time it gets through and off a body out front and in. Tough bounce for the Warriors, but shooting through traffic out front, never a bad idea if you're a defenseman. And Kerniker did just that. And it looks like it was off of Sophie Brennan out front. So she'll be credited with the goal. Take another look at that 4th goal for the Saints. Kerniker's shot, and Green trying to push Brennan out of the way. Doesn't quite get her far enough from the lane of the shot, and it goes off her pant leg and finds its way into the net stick side of Rose Lennon, making this once again a 2-goal game. Rogers loses that one on the half wall in her defensive zone. It's going to be picked up by Struther. Struther comes together in the corner with Kuzbel. Winds up emerging with the puck. Now a shot from Fallardo. Stopped out front by Kuzbel, but players tied up. Puck was loose for a minute there. Now Rogers, Jaden Rogers, chips this one into the attacking zone. She'll go for a much-needed line change. Stretch pass intended for Grace Bjornsson. Winds up making its way into the attacking zone for the Saints, but Terpstra breaks things up and picks up the puck, moves it through the neutral zone. Now Gerwitz, her pass, picked by Whittick. Indiana Tech managed to stay on sides there, but the puck was turned over. Now Haley Beckett in the attacking zone. She'll pull up at the half wall and cycle it down low for Gillings. Gillings moves it up to Gerwitz. Gerwitz shot blocked from Grenier. Whitting manages to clear. Can she stay with it? She's not going to be able to. She was all tied up there. Now Beckett steps over the line, and we'll get play whistled down. I'm not sure. Calling that an offsides. And it's going to go to center ice, so I'm actually not sure what the call was. Warriors again trying to get this one out of their defensive zone. They're able to do so. Murray at neutral ice comes together with several Saints and knocked off the puck. She is. Now Haley Beckett trying to get that one by Allie Green. Forced to retreat. Backhand pass over to Fallardo. Fallardo had Gillings back door, but Gillings fanned on it. And coming the other way now, Avery Johnson. Johnson looking to kill some time while her teammates change. Able to do that, but not maintain possession in the attacking zone. Beckett steps over the line. She'll get it sticked away briefly by Hardy, but Beckett maintains possession. Now it's sticked away completely and picked up by Rogers. Rogers gets it poked away by Kerniker. Gilmore rims this one around the net in her defensive end. It's going to go all the way up to Grace Kerniker for the Saints. She tries to throw that one out front. The only one there was Peyton Gilmore, so she'll shovel that one through the neutral zone. Putman picks it up. Takes it behind the net in her defensive end. Looks up ice and finds Alicia Ross. Indiana Tech with another regroup just inside their own blue line. Pass for Daphne Gayon. She's got it now. She'll drop it, trying to get it for Allen. Doesn't connect. Gagnon picks it up again, moves it to Allen. Allen's shot blockered away. Grenier manages to keep that one close to staying in. And now an icing is called against the Maryville Saints. Offensive zone face-off opportunity for the Warriors here. And they'll need to make a push soon, down 2 in this one, over halfway through the third period. And now we'll finally get a timeout.
Timeout,
Maryville timeout, so we'll step aside for just a moment and be back to resume third period action. You're watching Indiana Tech women's ice hockey live from the Parkview Sport One Ice House, brought to you by Indiana Tech Athletics and Summit City Sports.
Court from the PSM Sports Therapy, and I have a message for college athletes. Don't let an injury slow you down while you're home from the holidays. At PSM Sports Therapy, we know athletes, and our team specializes in treating them. Whether you are recovering from surgery, dealing with a nagging injury, or just want to make sure your body is right for your upcoming season, take advantage of your break and schedule your sessions today. That way you can get back to campus feeling stronger than before. Check out our website at psmsports.com or call us at 260-266-4007 to get scheduled.
And we're back. Teams headed back to their face-off dot after discussing a little bit of strategy here. Allie Green, Mackenzie Villard step up to the dot here. Green tries to win it through and eventually does. Goes through the legs of Villard. She had Murray crashing back door, wasn't able to get it to her. I think Maryville had a pretty good read on what was being set up there. We'll see if they don't try it again. This time puck's deflected into the corner. Kerniker moves it up to the wing. And it's skated out of the zone by Alicia Ross. She'll dump it into the offensive zone, now picked up by Hallie Murray. Tied up behind the net, the puck squirts out into the far corner. Terpstra picks it up, moves it to Whitting. Whitting gets it to Green. Green on the move. She's got Sylvie Legault and Hallie Murray with her. Drops it back to Murray. Green gets it right back. And it's covered by Hannah Tressick. Another opportunity for Indiana Tech on the face-off in the attacking zone. This time it's going to be Daphne Gagnon stepping up to the dot. Indiana Tech with possession off that face-off. Bosk tries to throw it deep, doesn't get a whole lot on it. It's going to be picked up by Emily Toole. And she'll take this one out of the zone herself. We got a penalty coming up. Looks like it's going to be against the Warriors. Haley Terpstra. Possible rough. We'll see if we can't have one more look at it. Take a look at Terpstra. A little aggressive there with O'Leary as she steps off the half wall. Knocked her down and the penalty arm goes up. So Indiana Tech once again returning to the penalty kill here in the third period of action. Gerwitz on the move through the neutral zone. Struggling to keep control of the puck, but she does. She'll get a shot. Pat save from Rose Lennon. Now tied up in the corner. Gets that one up to Aaliyah Sutton. Up top to Gerwitz. Gerwitz moves it to Beckett, who rims it all the way around. Gets all the way to Aaliyah Sutton on the far side. She leaves it for Mackenzie Villard. Villard up top to Gerwitz. Gerwitz over to Beckett. Beckett's shot deflected off the shins of Wittig, and then the helmet of Gilmore is what it looked like to me, but Indiana Tech manages to clear and get a full penalty kill unit change. And Gilmore looks a little bit shaken up off that one. Sutton makes the zone entry again. Takes this one around the net. Puts it up to Mackenzie Villard. Villard moves it over to Kerniker. Kerniker back to Sutton, who drops it off for Beckett. Beckett's shot easily gobbled up by Rose Lennon. Face off, Gagnon and Brennan. Gagnon wins it, and it does clear the zone. 40 seconds left on the advantage. That's Gillens. Makes the zone entry up to Kerniker. Kerniker gives it right back. From high to low. Saints are stretching out the attacking zone. Kerniker's shot blocked by Daphne Gagnon. And Kerniker's going to have to retreat all the way back to her defensive end with just 15 seconds left on the advantage. She stops it behind her own net, leaves it for Brennan. Brennan drops it right back to Kerniker. Now Gillings makes the zone entry for the Saints. Whitting got a stick on it and knocked it away from her. Team's back to even strength. Terpstra, fresh out of the penalty box, gets into the action. Now Sylvie Legault racing up the ice. She's got a head of steam. She winds up tripping over the blue line by the looks of things. And the net found its way off its pegs. I think Hannah Tersick was the reason for that one coming off. So it's going to be an in-zone face-off for the Saints in the defensive end, and no change allowed for them. Ref making sure that net will stay securely on there. It didn't take a lot to knock it off that time. So Allie Green and Colleen O'Leary face off. Green wins it. Up top to Terpstra. Her shot deflected wide out front. And it's cleared. Haley Terpstra at neutral ice. Quick turn to evade Beckett and get that one to Sylvie Legault. Legault's pass doesn't connect though, so Kerniker picks it up inside the defensive end for the Saints. Now Green moves that one out of the slot area in her defensive end. Hallie Murray dumps it in, and she'll head for a change. Rimmed around, intended for Haley Beckett. Doesn't connect with her, so this one is going to go for an ice. First period was all Saints. Second period, all Warriors. So far here in the third, the Saints have a 1-goal advantage. That made this a 2-goal lead. But it's certainly a battle. Gilmore looked like she might have just taken another one off the helmet, but good to see her back out on the ice. She was a little shook up after that play previously. Beckett fires that one wide of the net, so it's picked up by Carice Whitting. She'll manage to get that one out. Daphne Gagnon gets it broken up by Gerwitz, and Gerwitz throws it right back in. Bailey Allen trying to get that one to the winger at the half wall. Didn't quite connect, but it does make it across to Whitting now. Putman moving through neutral ice. Players come together in the corner. Kuzbel tied up with Brennan. And now Bosk with it on her stick, comes around the net in the defensive end. Clean pass to Whitting at the half wall. Whitting centering pass to Kuzbel. Gets broken up. Now it's Gilmore to Terpstra. Terpstra to Whitting. Whitting drops it off to Kuzbel. Kuzbel dumps it into the zone, but it doesn't get far in there. Indiana Tech able to complete a change off the time that did get them. And Legault knocked off that puck in the corner. Down there with O'Leary, 11 and 11. Up top, Emma Gerwitz. Her shot goes wide. Off the boards, picked up and given right back to her. She'll take another shot now, blockered away by Rose Lennon. Now Kerniker. Going to look for a shot. No, she's not. She's going to give it back to Gerwitz. Gerwitz takes another shot, and this one is frozen by Lennon as players come together in front of her. This will give Indiana Tech the opportunity to complete another change. They're spending quite a bit of time in their own zone on that shift. Going to be Mackenzie Villard and Allie Green step up to the face-off dot, stick side of Rose Lennon. Off the draw, the Saints won it, but it leaves the offensive zone, so they're forced to regroup. And Green breaks it up. Managed to get it to neutral ice. Mackenzie Villard pressured by Green. And Allie Green trying to come away with it out of the corner. She centers it, but nobody's there except for Emma Gerwitz, who takes it and heads up ice. She's trying to get around Gilmore. Gilmore's not having it. Allie Green picks up. Trying to move that one, but it gets deflected. Winds up on the stick of Morris. Now Villard has it in the attacking zone for the Saints. Good poke check by Allie Green to break up that. Avery Johnson comes through neutral zone, steps over the red line. She'll dump it in and go for a change. Going to be picked up by Grace Kerniker behind her own net. She's going to waste no time trying to get this thing moving up ice. Finds Brooklyn Gillings in the neutral zone. Gillings takes it all the way down herself. She's going to come together with Sylvie Legault, who sticks that puck away. Winds up in the slot. Now Kerniker has it at the point. She'll move it down to Beckett. Beckett looks across, and the shot off the stick of Avery Fallardeau is easily frozen by Rose Lennon. Past the 2-minute mark here in the third period, Indiana Tech stands down 2 goals. Kerniker throws that one into the far corner. Terpstra picks it up, rims it around, gets it to Jaden Rogers. Rogers forced to go back with it, and Alea Sutton picks it up. She'll get it up top to Kerniker. Kerniker goes across to Fallardeau. Fallardeau shoots that one, sticked up off the glass by Rose Lennon. Now Sutton steps out of the corner, finds Kerniker up top. Kerniker comes together with Rogers. Puck squirts out, and Haley Beckett possesses it in the attacking zone up top by the blue line. Little saucer pass, gets it over to Kerniker. Kerniker's shot blockered away by Rose Lennon. And Beckett was there trying to sneak that one past on the far post, but unable to do so. Beckett's going to move this one across the neutral zone to Gillens. Legault picks it up as the Saints are making a change. Indiana Tech has a little bit of time and space, but the pass doesn't connect for Whitting. They're saying she did get a stick on it, so no icing is the call. We're in the final minute of play here. Gilmore unable to keep it in. Now O'Leary can't get a touch on that one. So Hardy picks it up and moves it to Whitting, who goes through neutral ice. Turns it over. And O'Leary again enters the attacking zone, drops it off for Brennan. Brennan shoots into the glove of Rose Lennon for another stoppage of play. Indiana Tech may be just about out of time here. Big second period push for them. Kind of fizzled out here in the third. Brennan and Green at the face-off. Green wins it back, and she'll go and grab it herself. She's got Avery Johnson fleeing the zone. Doesn't quite get to her, but Hallie Murray was all the way up there by the time the puck made it. So she'll pick it up and take it into the attacking zone. Squirts back out to neutral ice. Hallie Murray moves it to Emily Hardy. Emily Hardy gets it over the blue line, but it's picked up by Gerwitz. Gerwitz and Green now tied up on the wall. And Gerwitz picks that one up as the final seconds of this one expire. Indiana Tech fought well today, but falls once again to the Maryville Saints. 4-2 your final score. Shot totals in that one, Maryville 52, Indiana Tech 30. Shots that made it to the net, Maryville 31, Indiana Tech 19. So that'll do it for us and our weekend here at the Ice House. Had some excitement today. Maryville is going to walk away with 2 wins off the weekend. Indiana Tech, nothing to show for their efforts in this one, unfortunately. I'm Eric Hosmer. You've been watching Indiana Tech Women's Ice Hockey live from the PSM Ice House, brought to you by Indiana Tech Athletics and Summit City Sports. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and with this being the week of Thanksgiving coming up, hopefully everybody makes it home or wherever they are heading to choose to celebrate that holiday, and enjoy yourselves. Be safe. Until next time, signing off.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science,